So I'm going to be doing my air brake test and in-cab inspection. I'm going to perform a safe start, seatbelt on, gear selector in neutral, and spring brakes activated. So I'll be using my primary air gauge to do my readings, which is this one. My first test is my governor cutoff test. It should happen at no less than 120 and no more than 140 psi. And I'll know my cutoff happened because my needle stopped rising. So the steps is to put the clutch in, turn the key, turn the engine on. Now you can let go of the clutch. Now we're going to speed up the process by stepping on the gas. I'm going to step on the accelerator. No more than 15 RPMs. My cutoff happened at 128 psi, which is a good test because it was no less than 120 and no more than 140 psi. My next test is my air leakage test. I shouldn't lose more than 4 psi in 60 seconds, 3 psi in the tractor, and 1 psi in the trailer. So the first step is I'm going to release my spring brakes. So I'm going to push both of these in. So now I'm going to turn off the vehicle. I'm going to put it on the on position, but I'm not going to turn on the engine. We just want it like this. And I'm going to step on the brake and hold it for a whole minute. So step on the brake, I use both feet because it gets heavy. So I am at 115 psi. My minute starts now. So my minute has concluded. I am still at 115 psi, which is a good test because I didn't lose more than 4 psi in 60 seconds. Now I can take my foot off the brake. My next test is my low air warning test. The light and buzzer should turn on at no less than 55 psi. I'll step on my brake pedal until they turn on. So I'm going to fan the brake until that light and buzzer turns on. This was a good test because my light and buzzer turned on at no less than 55 psi. My next test is my emergency brake test. My spring brakes should pop out between 20 and 45 psi. So I'm going to fan the brake until both have popped out. If one pops out first, I'm going to stop fanning the brake and read the gauge, then continue. So same thing, fan the brake. This was a good test because my spring brakes popped out at no less than 20 and no more than 45 PSI. I will now perform my brake check. While my truck is building pressure, I'll perform my in-cab inspection. But first, I'm going to grab my chalk. This is when you will get out, grab the chalk, and put it in your truck. After, with 3 points of contact, climb back in the truck and then put your seatbelt back on. Now you're ready to continue by doing your in-cab inspection. So I'm going to reset the key because I'm going to point out the ABS light and def light that turns on. My ABS light and def light turn on and off, indicating that they're working properly. And I have enough def for my trip. Let it register. There you go. So now I can start the engine because now I want it to build pressure. So I have my headlight switch. Low beams and high beams working properly. High beams. Left turn signal working properly. Right turn signal working properly. Four-way flashers working properly. My fire extinguisher secure and properly charged, pin attached, full and up to date. I have my 3 reflective triangles secured in my toolbox, not broken or cracked. I have an extra box of fuses in my glove compartment. I have at least 6 extra fuses. My circuit box is located under my glove compartment. I would change out fuses there. I have my side mirrors and hood mirrors. They're clean and clear. They're not bent, broken, or cracked. My mirror has no illegal stickers to obstruct my view. It's adjusted to me, the driver. And I have my windshield, not cracked or broken, no illegal stickers, clean and clear. The seal is not cracked, torn, or leaking. I have my windshield wiper arms and fluid, so I have to turn them on to show that they're working. My wiper arms are not cracked or broken, enough rubber on my blades, and my fluid is working properly. I have my heater and defroster, so heater. Working properly. Defroster. Working properly. Now I have my horns. I have my electrical horn on the steering wheel, and I have my air horn on the top left side of the door. So now I'm going to do my brake check. Make sure that your truck is at max pressure before doing your brake check tug test, which we are. I will be testing my trailer brake. I'm going to make sure it's applied, pulled out, and I'm going to release my parking brake. So I'm going to press it in. I'm going to step on the clutch, put it in a low gear. I'm going to slowly release the clutch to feel a slight pull. And when I feel that slight pull, I'm going to go back in on the clutch. So this was a good test because my trailer brake helped. Back in neutral, activate my parking brake. So now I will be testing my parking brake, making sure it's applied, pulled out, and I'm going to release my trailer brake, pressing it in. I'm going to put my vehicle in a low gear. So once again, clutch in, low gear, left down to put it in first gear. Now I'm going to slowly release the clutch to feel a slight pull. So this was a good test because my parking brake held. Back in neutral. Activate my trailer brake. So now I'm going to be testing my service brake, which is my foot brake. I'm going to move 3 to 5 feet forward, and my steering wheel should not shift left or right. So I'm going to release both my parking brake and trailer brake. Put it in a low gear. Take my foot off the clutch. So to stop, clutch, brake. back in neutral, activate both my parking brake and trailer brake. So this was a good test because my service brake stopped my vehicle and it didn't shift left or right. With this, I conclude my air brake test and in-cab inspection.